This is the Bill Squire Show.
We fucked up.
Yeah.
Not we, me.
Him.
I fucked up.
He fucked up.
Fucked up.
You messed up, dude.
Yeah. Been having a lot of problems with technology. And so we did an episode with Tommy. It didn't record right. And I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't love that episode anyway.
You didn't love it?
I didn't love it.
I didn't love it either.
So maybe it's better that it didn't work.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was kind of all over the place. And we didn't really have a topic that we stuck to. And so we're doing another one because we want to give you guys something good. We're not going to put that one out.
Tommy can't burp, though.
Tommy can't burp this week. Sorry, guys. She did burp on the other episode. But the audio wasn't good, so you wouldn't even have heard it.
Yeah.
We keep having audio issues, but...
Well, you keep having audio issues.
I keep having audio issues. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, remember, it's your show.
My show. You know, you're right. You're right.
It's your show.
But that's why I said, let's do it again. Let's put something good out.
Why do you keep trying to use that camera?
I thought I'd have something because the camera's good.
Right, but it's like whenever we use, and I'm not like throwing shade.
Yeah.
It's like a legitimate. Whenever we use that,
But we've had problems with that one. Like I've had problems because this is kind of like a slap together studio, and I don't want to put any more money into it.
No, that makes sense
because we're moving to the other ones. Yeah. But that keeps getting moved down the road. So I'm like, should I put more money into this and get a good one?
Down the road?
They just don't have people to. I don't get that much information.
Oh, okay. They just tell you, just like, hey, this is just what's going on.
This is what we're gonna. So
you just had to speculate.
Yeah. So yeah.
Whose fault is it? Who needs?
Probably mine too. It's probably mine too.
It's because you keep using that fucking camera.
Because I use that fucking camera. It's such a good camera. If it like it though, the thing is, it was working with my laptop.
Okay.
But then they made some sort of update. Doesn't work with the wire, so then I have to try and connect it over Wi-Fi, and that's when it fucks up. And so,
right,
the Wi-Fi is it's too much for the Wi-Fi or whatever. So, well, we're just going back to the iPhone recording.
There we go.
Yeah, so here we are. Welcome to the Bill Squire Show. No Tommy this week. She was here earlier, but like I said, I fucked up. But here we are doing some comedy. The Cavs won, so that's good. Karis LeVert looked like he looked like he's gonna be a very solid fit with the Cavs.
It's exciting.
It is very exciting.
It's exciting. I'm happy about it. I'm happy about that move. We're gonna do something a little different though.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a.
Well, explain the genesis of this.
Okay, so I was listening to Stern. Actually, I don't listen to Stern that often, but I think Stern's great.
That's a safe thing.
Yeah, he's probably the best in the history of the medium. But he had David.
Here's what I think a lot of people don't appreciate about him, but I do appreciate about him probably the most, is the way he's actually evolved. Yeah. There's a lot of people I thought it was funnier back in these days, but no, I think
it was funnier back in but that's not what he's doing now. He's
right, but it's nobody
wants to listen to a 68-year-old man talk about
but it's also it was a different time too. Yeah. So a lot of that stuff, when you go back and listen to it, because I'll see those clips and stuff like that, they were funny because it was so absurd to hear that on the radio. You go back, I feel like it's kind of dated.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it. I mean, there's definitely funny stuff in there.
I'm a sucker for good fart sounds,
dude. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Buttons.
I'm a fart guy. I like farts. I'm taking these headphones out, and then we won't hear that little chirp there. Listen. The farts are not the things that I'm talking about, but there's a lot of very sexist stuff. Very homophobic stuff. There's again, different time. I'm not trying to be ugh. I just you hear it and you go, ugh, I don't know.
It makes me feel kind of crazy. Yeah. But I was listening to Stern earlier, and he had David Spade and Dana Carvey on, and it was fascinating because he had Dana Carvey and David Spade do their all-time all-star SNL.
Do you
cast.
Do you know what their casts were?
I can maybe find it.
Yeah, let's see if you can find it, because I think that would be very informative, because that's what we're going to do, is we're going to name our all-time casts.
Yeah.
And we actually did this in the last episode. And it's way fucking harder than I thought it was going to be because there's so many amazing people that have come through SNL.
Yes.
And so it's also like, what is the criteria that you're looking for? Are you just going for the people that were the funniest in their sketches? Or do you want people that have versatility to be able to be part of a cast and work well together? Because I think that's something that I was thinking about putting my cast together. Like having people that are going to
complement each other
and not just be the standout in each sketch.
See, but the thing is just like when you talk about like the best of them, they were able to do it all. They were able to be utility. They were able to do character, impression. Like,
because there's a guy like a Tracy Morgan. If he wasn't the star of the sketch, he didn't give a fuck.
Right.
But he absolutely hilarious when he played certain roles. But if he's not in those certain roles, it wasn't that good.
Right. So I'm not like putting my list together by people who will play well together. I'm doing it by the best of the best. And I think that when you get to that level of performer, you can do it all.
Yeah.
In my list. So I found Spades.
Okay.
David Spade's dream team is Dan Aykroyd.
So this is 8 cast members.
Well, no,
okay.
I said...
Okay, you came with this.
I said, like, you and I are going to do 8 cast members plus a weekend update person. Okay. So this was Spade. It was Dan Aykroyd, Kristen Wiig, Adam Sandler, and Norm Macdonald. And Dana Carvey's was the exact same, but he added Bill Hader, Phil Hartman, and Jan Hooks.
Okay.
So that was their list. So you and I are going to do...
So they didn't have any black people on there?
I guess they didn't have black people on there, no.
And I'm not saying like you have to. I'm just saying like I think that's... I think leaving Eddie Murphy off...
is absurd.
Is absolutely
He saved
absurd.
The show. Yeah. But I think these guys, they picked the dudes that they either... Like... Spade, it looks like he picked...
These lists are not good on it. I'm going to say this cast, I feel like there's a much stronger... I mean, obviously they're all good, but like Dan Aykroyd is not making my list.
No,
he's one of the best writers on there, but I think his performances were... Like he was a utility guy. He's a utility guy versus he was just like a lead guy.
I mean, he was funny, but he wasn't an all-time great. I mean, he was part of the first cast.
Yeah.
Which says something.
Yeah.
But I have my 8 plus my weekend update guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to do one and then you do one?
Yeah, you do one and I'll do one.
Do you want to start with the weekend update guy?
Yeah, because we're gonna have the same guy.
It's Norm.
It's Norm. Yeah.
Norm Macdonald.
Now I was thinking like maybe go in a direction where like you could have one of the weekend update people that also did sketches, because if you're thinking like. I put
there
Tina
weren't
Fey.
A lot of them.
Tina Fey
didn't do a lot of sketch though. She was primarily Weekend Update.
No,
Amy
early
Poehler
on. Amy Poehler did a lot.
Chevy Chase,
and I don't care about him though.
Yeah, he was one season. Dan Aykroyd, Jane Curtin.
And I'm thinking, what's the guy I'm thinking of?
Colin Quinn.
Colin didn't do a lot of sketches. Yeah, he did like Kevin Nealon. That's what I was thinking of. Like Kevin Nealon, because Kevin Nealon's kind of that guy that could do whatever you needed him to do in a sketch.
Yeah, Dennis Miller only did. And Dennis Miller was a good weekend update.
He was great. Too. Yeah, he was very good. Okay, so we'll go Norm Macdonald, weekend update guy.
Yeah, all right. He was just.
Who's your first cast member?
Tina Fey.
You're going Tina Fey?
Yeah, I'm going Tina Fey.
That's a good one.
She was just so good. I mean, she, like I said, she primarily did Weekend Update, but I think she's the greatest writer in the history of the show.
Oh, okay.
I think like she was a head writer for so long, and like that show was so good because of her.
Because of her years, yeah.
When she was the one deciding what was going to be on,
but we're thinking of like cast members, like and like their performances. So I mean, I guess the writing is part of that.
Yeah, you said she was in sketch.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Tina Fey, you're not gonna. It's nothing you're gonna argue.
Like I said, I'm not really doing it in terms of like how they play well with each other. I think like Tina Fey, she can perform.
Yeah.
And she was the best writer in the history of the show.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, I'm not gonna argue with it because Tina Fey is an all-time great. Yeah. Like you said. Okay. What's your favorite Tina Fey? Can you think of like a moment?
My favorite Tina Fey moment.
Yeah.
I thought her, the popular moment she had was when her and Amy Poehler were doing Weekend Update together. But I thought her and Jimmy Fallon were great together.
I thought they were very good together. But also, I mean, I think her most iconic thing from Saturday Night Live that she did on her own was when she was doing the Alaska lady. What's that name?
Oh, Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin. Yeah, like that's when she like took it to another level.
Yeah.
And it was that's when she showed like she had chops beyond just writing.
Yeah.
Like doing some impressions. All right, my first one's going to be I'm going to go Will Ferrell. I think Will Ferrell is the all-time funniest person to have ever been on SNL.
You think so? Ever?
Ever. I
disagree with you there. But he was, I don't think he's the funniest guy that's ever been on there, but he was very funny.
I think he could take a sketch that was dying and figure out a way to make it good.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like he was so funny and, he was just, and it was also just, as I was watching that show in that era, you're always just waiting for Will Ferrell to come on.
I think there's nobody that had a collection of iconic characters that were written for them on that show. Like, there's nobody in the history of that show that had more memorable characters
than Will Ferrell.
He had the most of them. Like, I mean, like you have a guy, I don't know, like
the cheerleaders,
like Mike Myers.
Yeah, he
had Wayne's World and he had Sprockets.
Yeah.
Like Will Ferrell had Alex Trebek.
Yeah.
He was
and that's again like
Robert Goulet
and
the cheerleaders, the Spartan cheerleaders, the Night at the Roxbury guys.
Yep.
He just had so many great characters.
Mm-hmm.
He was just so good.
So I'm gonna go.
He
Will
didn't
Ferrell.
make my list, but he was.
Oh wow, he's not even on your list.
No, he's not on my list, but it was close.
All right, who's next?
Jim Belushi. I'm sorry, I always forget. John Belushi. Not Jim.
Was Jim ever actually a cast member?
Jim was, I think, for a season. But no, John Belushi, yeah.
Well, my next is Jim Belushi. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, John Belushi, I mean, he's an icon. I mean, I think he was the reason
it took off. He just, like, people, I mean, obviously, he's very funny, but his sketches never did it for me.
No, that's fine.
They were never like the reason. And I also, I watched those old seasons and I'm like, man, I can't believe this show made it.
Really? I think they're funny.
There's definitely funny ones here and there, but have you ever like watched a whole episode?
Yeah.
Like the first episode of Saturday Night Live is so long and so slow.
Do you know who hosted it?
George Carlin.
Yeah, it was George Carlin, yeah.
And he does like 2 lengthy monologues.
Yeah. Well, they didn't know what they were doing.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, but even as that season went on, it was a very different show than it is now.
Well, yeah.
They didn't really.
Took years.
Yeah,
it took like years. 2 or 3 years before it resembled
what it is
now, yeah.
So, like, those first seasons, like, there are definitely, like, standout sketches, but there's a lot of, but that's with any season. There's a lot of seasons that.
First season was rough, but I think he's the reason why America
tuned in.
Like the reason. I mean, like you had superstars, which there's another member of that cast on my list.
All right, it's your turn. So, it's my turn.
No, it's your turn. Yeah.
My next one's going to be, I'm going to go Eddie Murphy's number 2 because that's when I was a small person, like young, watching like reruns on Comedy Central when they play them. I was always just waiting for the Eddie Murphy sketches. Like you're waiting for they'd play them so much that they'd go through all those. They had about 20 seasons in the bank at that point, and if it was an Eddie Murphy season, I'd sit and watch the whole thing.
I don't think they had 20 seasons in the bank of that show when Eddie Murphy came on.
No, like I'm saying, like when they were showing reruns on Comedy Central.
Okay.
So like they had like from the 70s up to like the early 90s.
For sure. And that's my pick too.
Yeah.
So we could just keep talking about Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
I mean, he saved the show.
He saved the show. He was so funny and also so young.
Do you ever think about this? About with Eddie Murphy? Like, do you think SNL hurt him as a stand-up? Because we already regard Eddie Murphy as like one of the great stand-ups of all time. But by the time he got on that show, he was like, what, 20?
Yeah.
21 years old?
He's like 20 years old.
And he was already one of the greatest stand-ups to ever do it. But then after that, he never really did it anymore. I kind of wanted to see... I kind of like... That's, I think, the biggest
I don't think SNL is I think his movie career is what kept him from doing more stand-up.
Right, but I mean, SNL, he wasn't
like
really doing much stand-up when he was doing SNL. I want to see, I would have liked to have seen more.
What a wild career.
I know. Like, it's
to have those specials, to have two of the most iconic comedy specials of all time before you're 30 years old.
It's crazy.
Like, I mean, it was probably before he was 25.
I think, not only do I think Eddie Murphy's, I regard, if I'm doing like a number one, I think Eddie Murphy's the greatest cast member ever.
Of all time. I'm going to put him number two just because I think Will Ferrell, because Eddie Murphy is incredible as he was, I think I could probably put him number one too.
But I think
it's tough. It's a tough decision.
I think
to make.
that's the biggest what if.
Yeah.
Like in the history of comedy, like something that you and I are both into.
But that's like one of those things, like
money in.
Like all the people that didn't make it as a cast member, like the cast-offs, and then they found success elsewhere, like because they passed on. Like those are interesting stories too. Jim Carrey, or like they were like one and dones, like Jay Moore, who like had a really a pretty successful career, but like a very weird career, like a lot of different avenues to go.
But and there was that one year in the 80s.
I mean, Chris Rock was on one year, two years,
seasons.
Yeah, like
no, but there was that one year in the 80s where you had just icons. You had Martin Short, Billy Crystal, Christopher Guest. But they never. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I think, was in that year,
and it didn't even work though.
And Robert Downey Jr. was a cast member for a season. Ben Stiller, was a cast member for 4 episodes. So that's.
I'm friends with a couple of like one and done guys
from SNL.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Luke Knoll and Brooks Wheelan.
Oh, that's cool.
Like Brooks, I knew from he hosted a like bar gig that I did in a college town in Iowa because he was going to the college, and then like he was like super funny, and so like we kind of became pals, and then he moved to LA after he graduated, and like we kept in touch a little bit, and like then he got on SNL. I was like, holy shit, Brooks is on it. Like
that's cool.
Yeah. And then Luke was on the show, and then he got fired, and he was doing a tour, and I opened for him, and he recognized me from a web series that I used to do with Mike Polk.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, Man in the Box, I know that show. I'm a fan. And I'm like, holy fuck. And so like he's from Cincinnati, so he's losing his mind right now because
they're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so
I always
so I'm gonna put him on my list. No, I'm not. Sorry, Luke.
If I ever got the opportunity to be on SNL, I don't think I'd take it.
Why?
I don't think I want that job. I don't think I want it. I don't want the job. Like, I don't think...
You're fucking stupid.
That's what everyone tells me.
Why wouldn't you want that job?
Because I don't want to live that lifestyle.
What lifestyle? Of working as a comedy writer and performer?
No, I want to do that, but there are other places that I definitely wouldn't be a performer. If Lord Michaels calls me up, it's just like, you have a job, I'd be like, I'm not performing, am I? The only performing job is I think I'd be a good Weekend Update guy.
You'd be great.
Great Weekend Update guy, but
listen to what you're saying.
I don't think I would do it.
This is life-changing situation.
I don't think it is though.
It absolutely is.
You just said that like you knew a guy that was like hosting a bar show that made it on one season.
Yeah, and he's doing great.
No, I know, but you're hired to be fired there.
Yeah. So
I can't up and move my life, and then like
what
2
do you
weeks
have?
later.
What? No, you get a year.
No, I've heard of people getting fired after 2 weeks.
But what's going on so big in your life? Listen, if you get hired on SNL and you have to leave my podcast that pays you no money,
right?
Go make fucking $60,000 after 3 weeks.
That's not the thing. There are other jobs in comedy I want more.
Right, but you use that as a stepping stone. It looks good on your resume.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're fucking stubborn in a weird way, man. You are stubborn in a really fucking stupid way. Why are you?
Hold on, I didn't even turn down the job at SNL right now. Like,
yes, you did. You said you.
I said I wouldn't take it, but I wasn't offered the job. Like,
right, but I'm saying, okay, you've been offered the job. Are you going to take that job?
I don't think I would.
Why not? You pick up dead animals right now. You got to take that job.
Everybody says I'm crazy for it. I don't think I would. I don't think I would take that job.
You make me nuts.
Well, here's the thing. But I like doing stand up. I like comedy.
You get to do it in New York City then.
Yeah, but I like it on my terms. I like it on my terms. That's the thing. It's something I love doing it.
Right, but here's what I'm saying. You have to play the game a little bit more. To the point where you go, okay, like your dream job is what?
If I had to tell you like my dream job in comedy,
yes,
The Onion.
The Onion.
I want The Onion.
Okay, so you know what would look good on your resume if you're trying to get a job at The Onion?
SNL.
Writer at SNL.
No, I understand.
So that gets you one step closer to your dream job, even if it's for a few weeks.
Yeah, but I would just hold out and wait for The Onion.
But why?
But
but you can make like they're going to give you a good salary,
$30K in New York
for they're. Do you think that's what they pay a fucking writer?
No, I'm just kidding.
In New York City,
I'm just kidding.
To be on SNL.
No,
that's what you'll get for 1 week.
Yeah, you don't make $30,000 per week at SNL.
Not that much, but you'll get more money than you've ever made in a week.
You probably, if I had to guess, I think you probably as an SNL writer, I think maybe $80K a year.
No, it's more than that.
It's more than that.
It's way more than that.
You think so?
Absolutely, because I know like. When I read Jay Moore's book about being on SNL, and I think he was a cast and writer. So back then, this is in 1991 or 92. This is a premier TV writing job.
Right.
So he was getting, I think, $8,000 an episode.
Yeah, there's like 14 episodes a season, and that was in the 90s.
There's usually 20 to 24 episodes a season.
Yeah, I don't think I would do it.
You're out of your mind.
I'm crazy. I'm insane. Why are you're like mad at me?
It doesn't make sense why you wouldn't do it. Like,
I would recommend you. I'd be like, hey, Bill is here.
All right, then.
I don't think
in any case, okay.
Yeah, I don't think I would do it. I don't think I'd want to do it. I don't think I'd want that job. No, trust me. I told my dad this before, and he looks at me like I just like.
Good. I'm glad he's on the same side as me. Yeah, like what?
He's like, you're insane.
It makes no sense why you wouldn't do it.
I don't know, because I don't want to do it. I don't want to.
I don't want. Like, why are you afraid of success?
It's not. This has nothing to do with fear. This is just the desire to do it. Like, I don't want to do that.
But okay, why don't you want like the desire? Like sometimes you take gigs as a stepping stone to another gig.
No, I understand.
You're waiting for a phone call for like a shitty radio gig. Like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna get that.
I would rather do that.
You'd rather do that.
I would rather do that.
You'd rather make $18,000 a year.
Yeah.
And like,
I don't do things for the money. I do them because I like them. If I was gonna do it for the money, I'll just pick up dead dogs.
I mean, listen, I'm not like Mr. Do It for the Money guy, but like the chance to write a sketch that could be on SNL that you go, that I wrote that, it was performed on TV by these people, it's part of history now, it's part of comedy history.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
I don't think so. I don't think about legacy like that.
I'm not even talking about legacy, I'm just talking about accomplishment. Like to feel like you did something like, that's pretty sweet. But
I kind of already feel that way about certain things. Like,
all right, well, I fucking need you to. I need to raise the bar a bit. Then.
Well, hold on. I recall there was one time you said you were on your show, your afternoon show, the Alan Cox Show,
weekdays 2 to 6:30 on WMMS 100.7 Cleveland.
I was in the last issue of Mad Magazine ever.
Yeah.
I have a piece of comedy history.
Listen, I'm not saying, but like overall, and it's not even take all the history out of it. Like it's writing for SNL.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't want to do it.
No, I don't think I would.
Man, okay, fine. Then
don't think I
don't.
would.
Then don't. And give me the recommendation and I'll write it.
Yeah.
All right, if you had to write a sketch for SNL, what's your sketch right now?
Right now, I don't have.
Let's
I don't
come
have
up with a
one right
sketch.
now. I thought I don't have.
We're doing that, but like we'll get through that too. But
I have a. I don't know. Probably.
Maybe you're not cut out for it.
If I'm just making it up off the top of my head, it's about an introverted kid who wants like nobody to pay attention to him, and he doesn't want anybody to watch him do anything. So he decides to participate in the Winter Olympics.
That's a funny sketch.
Yeah, well, I think that's a joke. Like that was just a joke.
But that's a joke.
I just made up.
But you make it into a sketch where like you can. That sounds more probably like a digital short, where you make it almost like short filmy.
Yeah.
And then it ends up somehow backfiring and being the most watched event ever.
Right.
It's a motherfucker.
He's just like, I just want to just go away.
I just wanted to do the biathlon. I thought nobody's gonna watch it. And,
another one would be I don't know.
Now you got them rolling.
Yeah. Do you want me to come up with another one?
You're on your way to saying one.
It's the Last Supper.
Yeah.
And it's Jesus like holding up the bread, and he's just like, "This is my body," and then Peter's just like, "No, it's not. That's bread."
like autistic.
Yeah, like Peter just like, doesn't understand metaphors.
Yeah, he's like, "That's bread."
He's just like, "That's bread."
Yeah.
And then Jesus just becomes passive aggressive. He's just like, I don't know why I even tried. He's like, what are you like?
That'd be very funny.
Like, what are you upset about?
That's a great sketch.
He's just like, you're acting like this is the last time we're ever going to do this.
It's a great sketch.
And
all right, I would. I'm gonna be your. If you ever get a call from Saturday Night Live and you're like, oh, I don't want to take it, give the phone to me, and I'm making you take it.
I've had an opportunity to fill out a packet for SNL, and I balked.
Do it again.
I don't know. It's not like they fucking come around to me every now and then. Somebody handed me the SNL packet.
I want to slap your face right now.
I could go find it. Do you want to see it? I could
Yes.
show you.
Yes.
Somebody got a hold of one because those things aren't easy to access.
Yeah.
Like somebody was like, here's an SNL packet. I'm like, I'm gonna balk on this. I'm gonna pass on it. I had an opportunity to
for the
audition
Onion.
For the
Because
Onion.
you want the.
I want the Onion.
But you could use the SNL to get the Onion.
It's Onion or bust. That's really the only job I want in comedy.
But I'm telling you, you just going straight for the Onion, you might have to take a little bit of a circuitous route to get there.
Yeah, but I don't think going to SNL is an under thing to the Onion. Like
it's above it.
It is above it.
And then you go, but what I really want is to be here.
To be here, yeah.
And they go, well, you were on SNL. We're going to move you to the top of the fucking pile.
I have more going about my Jesus sketch right now.
Write it down and send it to SNL.
Jesus is just sitting there, and then like Peter's just like, I don't know why everyone's like making some music except for so mad. He's like, Judas, like back me up. Is he being a jerk? And Jesus is just like, I'm staying out of this. And Jesus looks at him. He's just like, I think that's a good idea. Yeah. So I don't know. Those are two sketches.
All right.
I just fucking cranked it out. It's not like a fear. I could do it. I just don't want to.
All right, my sketch, and then we kind of talked about this, but I'm making it into more sketch.
Yeah.
We talked on the phone earlier today. My sketch would be Alfred from Batman. He's consoling a young Bruce Wayne right after his parents died. But he's been listening to a podcast all about being an alpha male, and he's like, he knows that Bruce has been left to him. But in the podcast, they said, hey, a real man doesn't raise another man's kid. So the sketch is Alfred breaking the news to Bruce Wayne right after his parents were murdered that, your parents told me I didn't think they were going to get murdered.
Who saw that coming?
Who sees a couple of very rich people getting murdered? Like, why didn't they have security? Why are they in an alley? This is wild. But Bruce, I can't raise you. That's insane. I have goals. I was only trying to do this butler thing for a little bit.
Do you think I want to be a butler forever?
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a butler.
I don't even want to be a dad. And now you're asking me to be both.
And I don't want to be a dad, so I'm going to turn you over to the state, and I'm going to fulfill my dream of being a UFC fighter.
He's just like, I'm going to go be a stand-up and try to make it on SNL.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. There you go.
Yeah.
So that would be my sketches.
That's funny. Are we going to continue our list now?
Yes. I don't even know where we're at.
Keep on berating me.
I'm not berating you. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to do what your dad couldn't do.
Listen.
And
listen.
What's your dad's name?
Augie.
I needed better, Dad. You need a better son. Let's make this shit happen.
That's something I don't think a DeCosmo is gonna balk on.
Because we were talking while we were watching the Cavs game, like my dad and I, like we I love him, but we don't hang out or anything.
You and your dad?
Yeah. But and obviously your dad abandoned you and left you.
Oh, he didn't abandon me or leave me. No,
but he's definitely disappointed in the fact that you wouldn't take the Saturday Night Live job.
I
You have roommates right now. You wouldn't have to have a roommate if you were fucking writing for SNL.
My roommate. I like.
You had to walk outside to talk on the phone today.
Yeah, but that was
right. But I'm saying you could get into a situation where you had enough money, and I know you're not motivated by money, but it's kind of nice to have some money and have some situation.
I don't want to do it. Like, do you want to be on Who's Line?
Yes,
you do want to be on Who, but you're not an improv actor.
But that's so
you
fun.
were slamming improv 2 weeks ago. Yeah, on the show.
But if I was on Whose Line Is It Anyway with the best improv actors, I think it would be a fucking blast.
Here's another thing that came across my way. Someone asked me. Well, somebody sent me. It's like, here you go. Because sometimes people just throw things at me. Like they threw me writer for Greg Gutfeld on Fox News. He was looking for a joke writer. I balked on that too. Would you write for Greg Gutfeld on Fox News? Probably. You would?
Because it's a job.
Yeah, but I don't want to write for Greg Gutfeld.
I don't know enough about Grug
Gutfeld.
Is he a more right-wing dude?
Yeah,
I imagine Fox News. Yeah,
I think he's more of like a libertarian.
But you can get some jokes on the air.
Yeah, but I don't want to write for Greg Gutfeld.
That one I probably would be less likely to take.
Yeah, but why? It's a job in comedy.
Right, but it's not.
But you don't want to do it.
But again, I didn't say I wouldn't take it. I would want to know what they would want of me.
Yeah.
And again, if you're just trying to get certain, because I don't mind making jokes about the left or the right.
Right.
The other night, my friend came to a show and saw me. The crowd wasn't super into the show and saw me kind of not acquiesce, but adjust my set to bring them into it. That's what they thought I was doing. I was actually doing pretty much what I wanted to do,
right?
With a little bit of crowd work. And they're like, "Oh, I knew you said some things you didn't want to say." I'm like, "Nah, everything I'll say on stage, I want to say."
Yeah.
I'm not changing my values because they're jokes, and I present them as such.
Yeah.
And so if I was writing Greg Gutfeld jokes, I would just write the jokes that I wanted that I think he would like. Right. But there's still going to be jokes that I feel like work.
Right.
That are going to, toe that line.
I feel like you're mad at me. You just think I'm insane.
I just think that if you want to be someone that makes a living doing comedy, you have to take those jobs or at least put yourself out there.
Yeah, but I don't care about making a living in comedy. I like doing comedy my way. I like doing it the way I do it.
Right, but you use these other situations as stepping stones.
No, I understand.
To get to the point where you can do it your way.
I understand. You have to do things sometimes, like things you don't want to do, in order to do the things you do want to do.
Right, and also
I understand that.
And the schedule's a lot different than working. It opens up a lot of other opportunities. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And so your unwillingness to pursue these things that could have been really beneficial for you and then still kind of have to work like a 9 to 5. Like I've never wanted a 9 to 5. I can't do it. Like I won't do it. Like even though like I'm on a regularly
you have a schedule,
it's not a 9 to 5 job.
Right.
Like, I mean, before this started, my boss text me to ask me a question about something that he needed. Like,
right.
I like that. I like being in kind of this fluid situation where it's always, we're always learning, we're always trying to help each other out. Like, I have a really great situation. And I think you have a stubbornness about you. It's like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But it's also stunting your growth and stunting your ability to.
But I like it. It's not.
But you don't know that you wouldn't like those other jobs because you won't take them or won't even try.
Yeah, but I don't feel the need to because I'm happy doing hilarities. I'm happy doing this. I'm fine with it.
All right. I'm going to try and say this as without revealing.
Okay.
So all but like you haven't even been paid to work at Hilarities yet.
I don't care. I always wanted everything else is extra at this point.
All right. But like you could work at other comedy clubs. You could work at all these different situations. And you could also be in a situation where there's other benefits that come along that aren't necessarily monetary. They're not monetary benefits that with some stature and money.
I'm confused as to what you're saying.
I'm trying to talk about the thing that you called me about the other day without saying it.
Yeah. I don't want.
So you wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Because you'd have more money and more stature, and so you could. This is very vague for you guys, but
I'm not getting into it. Maybe someday.
Someday.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, but that I'm saying is right.
Yeah, but I don't care.
Yeah, you do care because you felt like shit for what happened.
Right, but I don't want to. I just don't want to work at SNL. I just don't want to do it.
Not even as a stepping stone.
No, I'm fine.
But you're never.
I'm
but
okay.
see the thing. Here's the biggest problem I have.
Okay.
You're being given opportunities, and there's other opportunities that are coming your way that are way less. Like they're gonna build your career way less, and they're not gonna be as good as you think they are, and you're more into those than the ones that would be good for your career, and good for you, like as a writer and someone that's a creative person, and you're turning them down.
Yeah.
Or you're not even trying.
I mean, when you put it like that.
Yeah, I'm putting it like I'm trying to put it pretty harsh so you understand that you should take these opportunities because you are a talented, funny guy.
Yeah, but my mind it hasn't budged. Like it hasn't changed my mind. It's I still don't want to do it. Like
But you have to. I think you have to address why you don't want to do it because I really don't think you have a good reason.
Yeah, but it's good enough for me. That's all that matters.
But it
doesn't satisfy yours.
No. It's not. It doesn't make sense.
That I just don't want to write for Saturday Night Live.
It doesn't make any sense.
Why?
Because you want to be a professional comedy writer.
But I'm already kind of doing that in a way. Like I like writing literary stuff.
But imagine if you were writing comedy sketches and getting paid, and that's what you did full time.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean,
then you could do it for as long as you wanted to do it, even if you did it for 2 episodes and quit, and then write a book and like let it lead to the next thing. That's what I'm saying. Like these doors that you're not opening lead to other open doors, and you're not even trying to open them.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Right,
but I'm okay with that because I like what I'm doing. Like I like it.
You like. I'm.
Go ahead.
Like you don't want to be done having a day job. I know you don't hate that job.
Yeah.
But I know it also isn't what you want to be spending your like. If you could focus 100% on writing. Is what I'm saying.
That's not why I do it though. Like it's not why like I do it because I like to do it. I don't think I would like doing that job. I don't think I would like doing it.
But you didn't like doing the job that you're doing. You didn't like the old job that you were doing.
And I quit.
Right. After how many years?
Like 13.
Yeah.
But it also afforded me like other things, which is why I stayed.
But these will afford you other things.
I don't think I would be happy doing it. I don't think I would be.
But you don't know that.
Right, but I'm okay with not trying. I'm okay with not trying.
You've already decided that you wouldn't be okay. Like you've already decided that you wouldn't be happy.
Yeah, because I don't want to write for Saturday Night Live. I just want to enjoy Saturday Night Live. The same way I enjoy, I don't know, I enjoy baseball. But I don't want to be a baseball player.
We're not talking about baseball. Baseball's a fucking stupid sport. We've talked about it before. I hate baseball's gay.
But basketball's the same way. I like basketball.
Right, but you're not. But you have the ability to be you have the opportunity to be a writer on SNL. You don't have an opportunity.
No. I don't have the opportunity to be a writer on SNL.
You could have.
No. Somebody sent me an audition packet.
That's something.
That I could have filled out, but it wasn't somebody with SNL. It was.
But it's something.
Yeah, it was something. It put me closer than most people. Yeah.
Right. So why not take that chance?
Because I don't want to do it.
So what is your goal overall doing comedy?
Me?
The Onion is it?
Yeah, probably. Like if I had to pick like what I want to do, I just want to write for the Onion. Outside of that, I'm fine.
There's not any other thing. You don't want to go on tour. You don't want to put a comedy album out. You don't want to record a special or anything like that.
I just focus on my next set.
Do you want to write a book?
Yeah. Writing a book would be cool.
SNL would get you closer to writing a book.
Maybe writing some sketches for Jake.
So you'd rather write a sketch for Jake than for Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, I would.
I'm fucking done with you. Like, I love Jake. Jake's a great guy. He's a funny fucking guy. What if he was on SNL?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't thought about it that far.
Well, I'm thinking about it that far.
If Jake was on SNL?
Yeah. Jake Barkis, by the way.
Right. I don't
Award-winning filmmaker.
Yeah, filmmaker, yeah. I don't know.
If I was on SNL and I said, hey, I want you to come write on SNL.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I would be like, all right, well, what does that entail?
That entails we get to go to this office and think of fucking funny things.
But that's not really how it works, though.
It is how it works.
No, but it's not that fun. Like, you're there till like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, but you don't
every night.
But you don't get there till 6 p.m.
I don't know. I just don't think
It's like if you're there till 4, and it's also 24 weeks out of 52.
I feel like I've never moved you.
Because I don't understand.
Tears.
Like, okay, if you could write for a TV show, you could write for a late night show. Do you want to do any of those?
I'd be more open to writing for a late night show.
Okay. And SNL, like, yes, you're there till 4:30 on the weeks that you have shows.
Right.
But you don't have a show every single week.
Right.
And again, so in Jay Moore's book, it said to be there like at a certain time, and you got there. Nobody actually shows up to. They're just on a late schedule.
Yeah.
So that they can perform late at night.
Right.
That's why. So you're like, oh, you're there till 4:30, but you're also.
You get there at 6.
Yeah, you get there at 6 p.m.
No, I understand, but I just don't.
So who cares?
I don't want. There's not enough security there.
There's more security there than picking up dead dogs, man.
No, I don't think so. Dogs are always going to die.
Right, but you can always go back to it. But you can build up, like, you can get a few $1,000s to have it as a savings account. Like, there's, like...
Yeah, I don't know.
It's insane to me. It's insane to me. I don't even know where we're at with the list.
We only got through 2.
We've only got through 2, and we're, like... So far, okay. Let's.
How long?
This podcast is very much becoming me
just getting
mad at you for not wanting to do more comedy.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. Like,
and it's weird.
Yeah, I'm a weird guy.
You're a very weird guy, but I don't understand. Like, there's a lack of ambition in you.
It's not ambition.
To me, but not understanding that those things lead to other things.
No, I understand that.
And then being like, well, but I don't care. I don't want it.
Yeah.
And then be like, I'd rather pick up dead dogs. I'd rather drive around and do that than make exorbitant amounts of money and get to be funny all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not ambition. It's just like I could look at you not being an astronaut right now and say like, yeah, you don't have ambition.
No.
Right.
That's very different.
How?
Because I'm not trying to be an astronaut.
And I'm not trying to be an SNL writer.
But you are trying to be a comedy writer.
In a sense, yeah.
So,
yeah.
like if I was a pilot,
Well, why wouldn't you want to go to space?
I do want to go to space.
Right. But like you didn't really work that hard to do it.
Yeah, because that's not my main goal, because my main goal is to be funny for a living.
Right. And you've achieved that.
Yes, and I don't know why you don't want to achieve that.
No, it's
or you want to achieve it so specifically on your specific terms that you're unwilling to deviate in any way that's going to make you uncomfortable.
That's not necessarily true.
It seems pretty true.
It's not necessarily true. There have been a lot of stand-up shows that I've done that I didn't want to do.
So why will you do those, but you won't go and take a good job on a fucking legendary show?
Because it's not stand-up.
Oh, but you don't even have goals to do stand-up on tour or anything like that. I don't look at
it like in terms of goals. I'm just like, this is just fun.
Well, you should.
I'm having fun.
You should have goals. You make me nuts.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's get through the rest of our list.
Thinking about this.
Everyone's gonna be thinking about this, about why someone who is trying to pursue a career in comedy doesn't want a job on one of the most famous comedy shows of all time, even if they don't like it, just to take the job. You won't even take the job.
I don't think I would, but I've also haven't been offered it. Like it might be a different story if Lorne Michaels calls.
But that's the scenario I'm putting you in.
That Lorne Michaels calls.
You're being offered a job at SNL. You're turning it down.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey AJ, I wanted to ask you, can you be a writer on SNL?
The worst.
It's the best I can do, but I took a shot.
Right.
I took a chance.
That's true. Yeah, I guess so. Hold on. I want to see. Has anyone
turned down SNL?
Ever turned down?
I'm sure there are people that have, but it's insane for someone that is in the situation. And it's, like, I know you like your situation of picking up dead dogs for a living, but I feel like being on SNL would be a good stepping stone to get to the fucking Onion job that you want so badly.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
It would.
I guess, yeah, for sure.
You should tell the people, like, that should be one of your Onion.
I pick up dead dogs.
That should be your dead dog. What's your actual job title?
I don't even know what my job title is. Dead dog guy.
Yeah, dead dog guy turns down SNL job in hopes of writing for the Onion. Yeah, you should submit that to them.
I should. Oh, to the Onion?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll send that over there. Do you want me to just go through my list?
Go through the rest of your list.
Kate McKinnon.
Good.
Well,
good pick.
It's just a recap.
Yeah.
I did Norm Macdonald, Tina Fey, John Belushi, Kate McKinnon, Gilda Radner, Phil Hartman, Eddie Murphy, Chris Farley, Bill Murray. That's my list.
All right. Let me see your list just over because I forgot everything that I've said so far. Because I'm so mad at you for. So I'm gonna switch out. I'm gonna do Chris Farley. I'm gonna do Eddie Murphy. I'm gonna do Phil Hartman. Honestly, I'll even take Kate, Norm, but I want Will Ferrell. How many do I have now?
Those were the ones you named down here, Will Ferrell and Eddie Murphy.
So do Will Ferrell, Eddie Murphy, Tina Fey, Kate McKinnon, Dana Carvey, just because he's so fucking good. How many is that?
I don't know. I wasn't counting.
Okay. Norm Macdonald.
Right.
Eddie Murphy. Will Ferrell.
Kate
McKinnon.
You said Chris Farley.
Chris Farley. Tina Fey. That's 6. Now we're down into the fucking wire here.
Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman. I love Phil Hartman. And that is his death is so upsetting.
Oh, it's terrible.
And I'm gonna go Kenan Thompson.
Yeah. That's a good pick. It's a solid pick.
All right. Thanks for listening to this episode. AJ, you baffle me.
Yeah, I guess so.
You are an enigma.
Yeah.
I wonder if my brother's still going to like you after this episode.
I don't know, man.
I know my hairdresser's going to like you a lot less.
Yeah.
Stylist.
Yeah.
Not hairdresser, stylist. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week. It's my birthday. We have some things planned to make it a special birthday. Maybe there'll be cake. Maybe there'll be tits. We'll see.
Maybe tits and cake. I don't know. We'll
figure it out. You got to do Tommy's bye.
Bye.